Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Today I've got a really good rigging tip for you with your plastics that the majority of anglers out there are not aware of, and it really does make a good difference in terms of one, how easy it is to rig your plastic, and two, how much better it keeps your plastic bait in place. So I want to share this with you because if you like to fish plastics, whether it's on a Texas rig or on jigs or various hooks, you probably should be aware of this simple little difference because it is something that will make your life a little bit easier and it actually will help prolong some of your baits as well. So it'll save you a few dollars. Before I do get into that, though, I do want to remind you that I've got a members only portion of the channel. We do additional videos, a couple additional videos on a monthly basis. We do a monthly live stream and you have direct access to me to ask any questions that you might have. So if that interests you and you're looking for more content from me, check out my members only page. It's at the home page of my YouTube channel, and it's a great way to support the channel. And the other way you can do it too is if you're looking to purchase tackle and you use Tackle Warehouse, please use my Tackle Warehouse affiliate link, which I'll put in the video description for you. And hopefully it's tips like this that keep you coming back to my channel. All right, so what I want to point out here is there's a couple of different ways to rig a soft plastic, and it has to do with the hook that you use. So most hooks that we use for plastics are shaped like this. This is just a Berkeley Fusion 19 EWG worm hook. And really the biggest thing you need to recognize here is the hook eye, or the shank that goes to the hook eye, is this part right here, is that top part from the bend up. Not all hooks necessarily are shaped like that. And what I mean by that is if I look at this guy right here, and I know it's a small hook, but I'm gonna hold both. So this is a Nisshin DS hook. It's their drop shot hook. So in this case, you don't have that upward leg. You've got the 90-degree bend, no upward leg. Another one that is similar to that is the Ozark rig. So the Ozark rig is made for soft plastics and it's made with a 60-degree jig hook. So there's no upward bend, and that's the main point I want to show here. So anytime you're dealing with a hook like this EWG that's got the upward bend, you're always better to go in. I'll just grab, this is a Maxcent Berkeley the General. I'll just show, the key here is you want to recognize that in this case, you've got your upward bend. So that means you want to start through the nose of your worm when you're rigging it. And the reason for that is when you go through the nose, you slide it up just like we traditionally do. Your bait, when it's falling there, is falling in line with your hook point. So it makes it very easy to rig it in a weedless manner, just like that, right? Well, the difference here is if you're using a hook where the worm doesn't, or the hook doesn't have that 90-degree upward bend, you have to keep in mind that a good way to rig this isn't, so in this case, this is a creature hug, isn't to come straight through the top like I just did. It's not to come in straight like that. You're actually better off to start a hair behind the head, come in at a 90-degree angle just like that. So on this Ozark rig, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to slide the worm right over the hook. It's going to pop up and over. And when I do that, now what I've got is that bait sitting on that hook shank. So in this case, the hook eye is actually parallel to the hook shank. Therefore, I can have my bait sitting right on that. Makes it very easy to rig it in a Texas manner. You've got a nice straight worm and you don't have that potential crookedness. Another good example, like I was showing you, was that Nisshin drop shot. In this case, I'm going to take a really small worm so you can see me do this. So again, I'm going to go, instead of through the top of the worm, I'm going to go straight down on it, just like that. And now when I thread this worm up, it's going to sit right on that hook shank. You can see, if I could hold it a little bit better, see how nicely it just hangs? In this case, if I go in the top, the worm will actually want to slide down that hook shank more. So it makes rigging easier, and it also generally holds your bait in place better because you don't have just half of the worm. You've got the whole width of the worm that's sitting on that parallel, or I'm sorry, perpendicular part of the hook. It does make a pretty good difference in terms of how long your bait lasts, how it keeps your bait in place better, and overall, just from a rigging standpoint, it's actually easier, in my opinion, to rig it when you go straight through. But it all has to do with the type of hook that you have. So if you have a hook where the hook shank ends up being parallel to, say, the hook point, so the hook point is pointing up, your hook eye is pointing up, then you're good to go straight through the top of the worm. If you're fishing something that's got a perpendicular hook eye to the point, then you go through the side of the worm just below the head of the worm. It's a tiny little difference that actually makes a pretty good difference in presentation and how well the bait holds up. So overall, give that a try. Again, there are not a whole lot of hooks that I'm aware of that have a perpendicular hook eye, but there are more and more coming out on the market every day. So just be aware of that simple little rigging tip that I think most people are probably not aware of. But check it out, give it a try if you use some of those Core Tackle Ozark rigs or some of those Nasheen drop shot hooks or some of the other hooks with a perpendicular eye on the market. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate all the support. Hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow.